Hi everyone, PC Joe here, and I'm giving you a quick tutorial on how to be Zeus in AIZ. I know it's kind of weird, AIZ stands for Artificial Intelligence Zeus, but a player or a person can actually still use Zeus, as well as use AIZ to kind of randomly create a combat environment so that even the Zeus player can go and play and still experience the surprises because they don't have to actually create the defenses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Molden. So yes, there is an AIZ Molden coming soon, so just stay tuned. Let's not get into that. Now how the Zeus works, or to activate Zeus inside of AIZ, is you have to be logged in as the administrator. So you can select any slot. It doesn't matter which slot you use. As long as you're the administrator, it will automatically activate Zeus for you. Because I am running this on my local machine, I am the server, so it automatically sets me as the administrator. So what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to take control of the missions, right? So I'm going to set that to 0. I'm also going to say I don't want it to create any additional missions after the first one, and then I want to set war points to disabled because we're going to be kind of taking control. We're going to be spending a lot of war points in generating certain stuff. So yeah, we don't want war points kind of on. So let's switch that off. Let's hop into our mission. Now because we've disabled missions, it's not going to generate anything, but it will generate forces around the map. There'll be helicopters, random patrols, all that kind of stuff, all the normal stuff that you would expect for AIZ to generate, right? So AIZ generates an entire active map with patrols, tanks, and all that kind of stuff. And your missions will be in there, right? A lot of missions tend to make you the center of the world. AIZ tries its best not to do that, but I digress. Let's get into it. So I'm going to press Y and open Zeus up. I'm going to zip over to a base over here, and this is going to be, I'm going to create several missions. There's a boat. So I'm going to create several missions sort of along here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some stuff. Now AFF doesn't have any ready. Doesn't have any AA, does it? No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to set up some AA. So the whole reason we're not flying in and bombing this up is it's got a lot of AA in it. So we're going to create some AA infantry in the air. Go. Is that right? You tell us. And I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the driver, right? So that it doesn't drive off, basically. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to place one over there, and I'm also going to place one way over there, like that. Alright, but let's spice it up. I'm going to put a couple of other things in here. I'm going to put in some empty stuff. I'm going to go to helicopters, put this guy in there. We should lock it, and I'll put this Hellcat here, and we'll also lock that. Alright, so now we've actually got a couple of stuff in here, and I'm going to go to objectives, grab some objectives, and we need to neutralize this one. Yep. And we need to neutralize that one, and that one. And we also want to neutralize that one. And we're also going to obviously neutralize this guy. Alright, so I've actually created a heap of missions, right? So we've got neutralize a series of AA vehicles, and we also need to neutralize these two helicopters, which is the primary transport for this area, which is giving us all kinds of hell. So you got a little bit of a story. But obviously at the moment, we don't actually have any infantry or defenses. Let's move this guy out here, spin it around so it looks a little bit more in place. And this guy, yeah, this guy doesn't look too bad. And we'll remove the driver. Now you can leave the driver in there. It probably makes it a little bit more exciting if it sort of drives around on you. But, you know, I want to sort of keep it as a fixed gun emplacement so that we could maybe call in laser bombs or call in artillery on them or whatever, right? To make it a little bit more cinematic. Now, if I was Zeus, this would kind of suck, right? Because I couldn't really play this, because I would know where everything is, you know what I mean? Like, if I put a sniper here, I would know there's a sniper there. If I put guys in the buildings, if I put, you know, stuff over there, then I would see that stuff, yeah? So, what I want to do is, I want to place infantry in here using as, so that as Zeus, I don't know what the hell's over here. So, normally you would get out of Zeus and you wouldn't go back. You wouldn't open Zeus up again and look at that area because it would kind of ruin it for you, right? But I will go back to Zeus and show you what happened. But how do we do it? Alright, so we need to populate this area. And I'm going to populate the area with 3 sets of defenses. So that's quite a lot of guys. If I wanted to have it a little smaller, I could actually just populate this area and populate this area maybe about here. And that would put light forces around the exterior, sort of this area, if you kind of look at it like a bubble. And this one would also have its defenses around here as well. But I'm actually going to overpopulate it just so you can kind of see it and put 3 sets of patrols. So on the map here, let's scroll down, there's an option called, right at the bottom, kind of in a dark color, called Task Helper, Area, Enforce Area at Set Location. So it's as it sounds, right? If I click that, it says, click on the map where you want it, and I'll go, okay. Now, wherever you click, it will place some guards, right? So I actually want to have a couple of guards near the helicopter here. So I'm going to click here. Now it doesn't give you a notice, so I tend to click maybe 3 times just to be on the safe side. I need to fix that so it tells you that it's done, but yeah, there you go. Let's go back to the board and we'll do it again for the second location. And I put the guards here on the other side. And one last time. I'll put the guards sort of at this house here. Now in theory, we're ready to go. So I can actually join my squad and go in and complete these objectives, and I would have no idea where anything is. I wouldn't know where the snipers were, what buildings were populated, all that kind of stuff. So let's hop into Zeus and cheat a little and have a look at what we got. So we can see that I clicked near this helicopter, and so we do have a couple of static guards sort of standing around. The squads are still deploying, so I don't know if you've ever noticed or if I've talked about how AS works, but basically what it does is it creates a little pile of dudes where you click, and then they all split off and they start walking off and they'll start patrolling certain sections and stuff like that. So they will spread out a lot more. You can see that this is actually several squads and they're moving down the road, and then at some point they'll start to split off. You'll probably see guys going this way, guys going that way. What you can't see is the snipers that are probably out there somewhere. I've probably got a fat chance of actually seeing them, as well as some of the buildings will be garrisoned as well with guys. There's actually a sniper right there. So that's, you can see it's populated along here, and we're also populated, we've got soldiers down here, and down here we've actually got, it's decided to spawn some heavier defenses down this end of town. We've got technical, main battle tank, APC, light tank by the look of it. Yeah, so it's really spawned it out. So I could probably land my team somewhere over here, and we would try and push along the island to get out to our end result right there, which is obviously a lot of killing, and a lot of guys, so you might want to bring a fair few dudes to complete this mission. But there you go, that's how you would create an AIZ mission, and as the Zeus guy who created these missions, you could actually be involved because you wouldn't know what defenses they were or what you were going to be facing. Anyway, there you go, there's the short of it. I hope that kind of helped you guys out, maybe expand your missions and to make them a little bit more interesting. And I guess I will see you guys out on the battlefield. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you actually spawn units near a military base like this one, it uses a garrison script. So if we go inside these buildings, they're empty, right? So these are military buildings. Any military buildings like towers or nests or anything like that, or in this case military hangars. As soon as the blue 14 gets close, if we go to blue 4 and we create a guy, and we delete him, that will trigger a script to populate these guys here. Now, I'm not a big fan of the fact that it sort of spawns them on the roof, but we have had some interesting moments because they've got such a large overwatch of the area. Yeah, but we might need to tweak the script so it only puts 1 or 2 on the roof, maybe not like a whole army of them. But if we look inside the building, you can see that these buildings are now garrisoned. As soon as the blue 4 guy gets close enough, it'll react to it. So yeah, anyway, there you go, tidbit, little bit tidbit that, in case you didn't know, is also executed by that script as well. Anyway, that is it this time round, and hope you have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.